everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working some more on my Wild and Muted junk journal. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are currently live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you're catching a replay either here or on YouTube. Let me get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. Hey Lori, hey Dawn. Thanks for letting me know the sound is good. Live isn't even showing on my end. Get it to load. There it is. Come on. All right. So today we're going to finish that project I talked about on, I don't even know what day it is. Friday? I think it was. I think it's Monday. I think it's Monday. Anyway, so that's what we're working on, and we're getting it. It's got a ways to go yet, though it's not going as fast as I had hoped because we've missed a few lives, so we will get there. But I'm going to go ahead and get this camera pulled up so we can come on, flip. Hey, Bonnie. Okay. So I marked off a page to do this on. So I called it Peekaboo Frames. I don't know. It seemed like a good name. So I'm just going to do it back here. I am going to put a little stronger something on that one. This one's cardstock, but this one is not. So what I think I might do is maybe put something on this side just to strengthen it a little bit. This is kind of flimsy. And we're just going to do a spread because one page just isn't going to give me enough space, really. So we'll do a spread between these two. I think it'll be okay for a spread. The colors are very similar, so. But I don't want to cover this up, so that's why I'm going to put something on the other side. Let's see, what can I put on the other side? Could possibly just turn it into like a pocket or something. That would strengthen it, I think, enough. Let me see. I didn't think about doing that, so of course I'm not prepared. Let's see, what do I have for strengthening stuff? Now I've got some more Stamperia papers, a few more anyway. Let's see if I can pull something from that. If I can get it out of my thing. I still have that. Oh, I have that big page too. Let's see. So I decided to use this parchment paper in this it's kind of a greenish blue. And I went ahead and cut out the images a little bit. I didn't do it fully. But in a nutshell. So these are the images, and these are from that digital collection I got off Etsy, which I'll link. And then these are the Stamperia labels. And then I cut these out. And they're kind of a greenish color, which will blend well with this color. I rounded a few of them already. I'm going to round all of them. I think I'm going to do 6 And I did one ahead of time just to check the size, so I'll probably use that one. And then what I'm going to use for the flip is this, this is like, I call it, it's like tissue paper, but it's doubled and it's got matte medium on it. It's like, I think it might be even like 4 to 5 layers of tissue paper. And I've shown it before, but for those who don't know, basically you just take tissue paper, you put matte medium, you layer more tissue paper, you put matte medium, you layer more until you get a thick piece of it. It could be, you know, whatever color your tissue paper is. This one happens to be brown or coffee dye, I don't remember which. And then I just cut it into little pieces, which will be folded. And that's going to give us the little flip. Okay. And I decided to go with this because it holds up well to being bent over and over and over. The matte medium gives it that flexibility that it needs. So that's why I went with that. And you could use other things. You could use muslin, a really thin muslin. Like even I've got this is the tie from the bird seed bag. It's this, I don't know, it's almost a fabric-y feeling paper, but it also will hold up well to being bent like over and over. I could have cut this into pieces and used it, but I don't know. I just decided to go with that. But there are other things you could have used. You know, I could have used. So we're going to use these to cut into sayings. And then I'm going to pick out the pictures. I just kind of pre-cut them a little bit. And then I had 2 cut. I gotta find, oh, there's the other one. Set it up here. So I want something to back that page. That's what I'm looking for. Let me just move all this up here so it's out of the way somewhat. I get this parchment paper at Hobby Lobby. Alright, so I still have this sheet, which I wasn't 100%. I wonder if I could put on yours. I don't know what the color was. Let me see. I was thinking I was going to have it be like some sort of a fold out. What if I glue that down and have it open into that, or have it open that way? I think I want it this way. So I'm going to glue one side down and the other side's just going to fold out. I think it's just going to end up being a journaling spot. I might decorate this side or something. But it needs to be a little bit smaller so it will fit. I need to cut a little off the top, bottom, probably just the bottom, and then a little off of this side. And I'm going to score it so it folds on here nicely. I think I'll score it about here. Where is my pencil? Where'd I put you? There you are. Think about there. I don't want it to get into the middle too much. So this will be the score. Because when it's folded, I don't want it to hit, you know, the signature. So I think about there. And then we'll cut it. This edge could hit and be fine, but we'll cut it about here. All right, that'll give it some strength, and it will give me another project for the next page. So let's do that. Just got to figure out how I'm going to glue it on there. It doesn't show through too bad. Not sure. So this paper was not Stamperia. I don't remember. At one point I told y'all, but now I've forgotten. I may or may not. I don't know if there's any sayings off here I want to use, because I'm probably going to use these for other things. Let's see if there's any. I don't think so. And I should have enough with the other thing. I still have words with the big part. This large, the 12 by 12. So I still have all these, but these are too big for what we're doing today. But we can use them on pages still. So I'm not using all of my words. And I don't think I need any of this stuff. I don't need any of that. Alright, let's see. How can I do this? We'll keep that. Be a cute bookmark or something. And then we're going to score this. Get this out of the way a little bit. See if it'll cooperate and stay over there. Hey, Deborah. Who did I miss? Anybody? Nope. I think I said hi to everybody. Alright, so we're going to score this. Use the 12. Okay, I think right there. This will fold out. Can't fold it on that. Straight. All right. So this will give it some strength. I'm just going to take it out of here to glue it. All right, so this side. Trying to make it easiest as I can. This goes here, this goes here. Do I need to cut off the bottom? I do. Do that real quick. Just a little bit. Alright, so what I'll probably do is glue stick and then some art glitter around the edge or something. I think that'll be alright. The question is, do I need a tab or anything? So this is going to be glued down. Where's the fold? I need to mark this fold. It's kind of hard to tell with that design. I'm just going to ink it a little teeny bit. I can see that. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that's going to be glued. And then this will come in. I should be able to put something to grab hold of it. I'm not sure what, but I think I can put something to be able to grab hold of it to open it up. Typically I would put this on the opposite side, so it was on the outside, but that doesn't really work for this, so we're going to try it on the inside. See how it works. I think it'll be all right. So glue stick and our glitter. Cardboard. Try not to make a mess. Do I want to... Is this reverse? No, it just goes... I was like, am I on the wrong side? Nope, it's right. It just happens to have another thing there. But we're going to cover that up, so... Alright. I think I'm going to put the glue on this because it's slightly smaller. Is this one almost empty? I can't tell. I have plenty of them. But on the right side, right? I really need to roll these sleeves up. I still have my flannel thermal thingy on, whatever it's called. So I was cold. It got cold. It was like 70 degrees outside. And then the next day, 30. It's like, what? What happened? My plants were like starting to grow and stuff. They were like, spring is here. And I was like, nope, we were just joking. That's Georgia for you. You like the temperature? Give it a day. Wait till tomorrow. Hopefully this will hold. I don't particularly trust glue sticks, but I think it'll be alright. Put a little bit of this on the edges just to make sure that everything stays. I'll put a little in the middle, not too much. I'm trying not to make it go through, so get that out of the way because it's probably sticky. I'm going to try to stick it down here, see if we can get it straight. I think I'll fold it. Can I fold it? Maybe, maybe not. Nope, I can't fold it. All right. It's going to dry before I get it down. All right. So I think I need to be about... Trying to see if I'm far enough in. I think so. Yeah. Make sure it's somewhat straight. So it opens somewhat straight. Hopefully that's not too warpy or anything. Okay. Alright. Not too bad. It's kind of straight. Still trying to warp on me. Fraction off, but like that. So that'll give this side some strength and it doesn't look too bubbly or anything. It feels a little bit crooked. Hopefully it'll flatten itself out. Okay, so I'll figure out when we do this page what I'm going to use for a pull tab. It'll probably need one. All right, where's the rest of my stuff? Oh, there it is. So this goes back in here, like so. Now this page has a lot more stability. And we have this on the following page, which should be fun. All right. So here's our page to decorate. And then we're just going to start making our little, we'll make our squares and our frames first. And then we'll add all these little pieces of tissue paper stuff. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do for sayings. I need 6 of them, so let's look at our pictures. So 1, 2, 3. I might use this. Let's get a cute little butterfly. So 4, and we need 2 more. 5, 6. So I'm going to round off these corners. This is just a base. If I can find my rounder. You're at 50 today. Oh, you were at 50 last week, and today's 17 and 8. Oh my goodness, and it's snowing. Wow, Deborah, that's crazy. What is up with this weather? Really, you just can't make up its mind. Make a mess here. Okay. I just let them go everywhere. All right. So we have this cute owl, a tree, a large butterfly, a bird nest that's kind of cool. That feather's kind of cool. Oh, that bird nest is cool. This is too similar to the one I already have over there, so no. So a bunny. We only need 6. So I'm going to try to pick out my favorites. If you guys have a favorite, you could let me know. So I definitely want the owl. So 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5. Now I forgot how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I need 2 more. So either these or this feather, I think. I like them all. Well, you know what? Let's see which ones look best in the frame, because that's going to affect it too. So let's grab our frames. Now, these are different colors. It's real subtle differences. They're like gold and rose gold or something. So I've got a couple of colors in here. It doesn't really matter. I am going to sand them. So I went ahead and die cut them ahead of time, so you didn't have to watch me do that. So we have 1, so we need 5 more. So we can just kind of do a combination. That one's the rose gold, so we could just do 3 of each. So these are rose gold. And then these are the other gold. I don't know what it's called. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's see. The butterfly is a little tight because it takes up too much of it. So maybe not the butterfly. I bet I'm going to have the same issue with this tree. A little bit, but it's still not bad. So maybe the owl should be fine. It's mostly his face. He has kind of a body, but it's not like real detailed, so I'll probably bring it down. So there. And then I like this nest. That'll be fine. The bunny will be fine. All right, so 1, 2, 3. One, 2. Feather. How does it fit? I think I can give you a feather. 4, 5. All right, so I'm gonna do the bunny for sure. Let me just cut these out because I'm gonna keep getting confused. 80 last week and 22 this morning. Oh my gosh, Bonnie. I'm leaving just a little bit of this white border, and because I need to decide where to cut it for the frame. Because width-wise, it just fits inside there. But lengthwise, see, widthwise, it really just fits inside the black, the little outlines. But lengthwise, it loses like a good 1/4 inch on each side. So, and I don't know that it matters which frames I use color-wise. I don't think it really does. So should I do the feather or the tree maybe? Just, honestly, I like them all. Don't get me wrong, I really do. They're really pretty. I could have cut these in the cutter, but that's okay. They don't have to be super straight. They're going to get covered up and all that. Feather. All right, Bonnie says the feather. All right, Bonnie, you win. Like I said, I don't really care. They're all pretty. So feather it is. That's 4. We need one more. What was the last one? 1, 2, 3. There's something missing. What was it? A ginger nail. Where are my tweezers? Did I have enough room for the tree? Maybe. Am I missing something? Or did I just count wrong? I guess I just counted wrong. So should I use the tree? It really kind of covers a lot of it. Let me look at it. It's really pretty. It's pretty striking. Oh, I think we'll use the tree too. So we can use them both then, because that's, unless I dropped something here and I covered it up, I think that's fine, because I have this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 would be the tree. So let's just go with that, because I don't think I lost anything. Kind of confused. I used the tree in the waterfall. So do you think I shouldn't use the tree? There's others I can choose. I was thinking that this leaf was kind of pretty, because it's got like a lot of colors in it. Should I do that instead, since I already used a tree? This leaf is too wide, I think. But this one's not bad. Could do that. Yeah. See how it looks in the frame, because it's a little long. It might be too long, come to think of it. If it's too long, I'll pick something else. I have felt maybe it's too long. Let me see. It is. It's way too long. All right, we'll lose too much of it, so no to that. It's still a pretty tree. All right, maybe we'll stick with the tree. Like I said, there's just not a lot of other ones that are fitting perfectly. The only other one that might fit good would be this dandelion. Kind of look, it's not really a dandelion, but it's kind of like a dandelion. So this dandelion, that's not a bad fit. So I could do that, or a tree. Oh, I really like that tree. We're just going to use the tree, guys. I'm talking myself into it. All right. Okay, put all those over there. We need to sand our frames. And I don't have to sand them, but I kind of like them distressed a little. And then we'll figure out where to cut these. I'm just going to set this aside for right now. We're going to set it somewhere it won't get lost. Okay. So, sand the frames. Because this is a, what do you call it? A cord paper. It has like a white core, and then it has craft on the back. So when you sand it, it kind of turns white. I thought originally it would turn craft, but it doesn't. It kind of turns white. So we're just going to use this sandpaper. And just not a heavy sanding, just on the edges really. And it gives a lot of texture to it, and it bends really easy. You gotta be careful. Try not to go too crazy. Try to be a little more gentle and hold my frame still, so I don't bend it all up. So I'm just doing enough to make a little of that white show. This is probably the equivalent of about a 220 grit. I don't remember what it is. It's the Tim Holtz ones. Plus, I've been using this one for a while, so might be higher than that even. Not real worried about the direction of my scratches on this, but they are just kind of ending up going long, basically. So I don't know if you can see the difference. Here, I'll do one of the gold ones. I think I showed you all the difference last time, but there might be some people on here who didn't see that last live. You gotta try not to get too much or you'll lose all of your gold. You don't want to lose all of it. You just want to lose some of it. Let's see if I can get to see this difference. See how it looks. It's hard to show this because it reflects so much. But let's add 2 more. You could even use a lighter grit. It doesn't have to be quite this heavy of a grit. Mostly like it because I like this handle, and having it on here, it makes it so much easier than just using a folded up piece of sandpaper. And do put something down. Don't sand on your self-healing mat. It will scratch it all up, and then every little bit of paint and everything else will just stick in that area. And it will just start looking, you know, grungy. All right, so there. So there's those. It does make a little bit of dust. It's not terrible, though. Lid on there. Am I going to use a glue stick? No, I'm going to use our glitter. If I can get the lid back in it, I think I'd let it dry out. So let me fix this real quick. A little bit of water. So I'm going to stick that back in there because I gotta trace these. My hands are dry. All right, so what I do is I just take the frame and hold it wherever I want it. This one, I want the base of this tree to show. So I'm going to kind of try to center it. And I think I did this on the other side with like my light table, but I can erase it, it'll be fine. I'm going to use I think I'll just use a light pencil. See if I have a nice sharp point. I really need like a mechanical pencil with this. But I don't have one handy, I don't think. Opened very good. Let's see. Try not to have too much of a mark on it. But you're going to cut on the outside of that mark, like I would say a little over a 16th past it, so that it doesn't show on the frame. So we'll just go ahead and mark them all. All the frames are the same. So this one I'm going to have the top show and then just a little of that bottom stem. And if you don't want your pencil mark to possibly show, you could always just put it on a light table and do it from the back. Then you wouldn't have anything showing. So should I go up a little or down a little in the middle? I think in the middle. Trying to keep them kind of sort of straight. Okay, this out. I'm going to put his face near the top. I think there. Keep hitting my thumb. And our little bunny rabbit. We're going to put him near the base, kind of. About there. All right. So then we're just going to cut those out. And we're going to cut them so that we are, like I said, just outside. Try to find my other scissors. Zoom in just a little. Try to remember to stay in camera. So just outside our line, like about just over a 16th, I don't know. Just over a 16th should do it. Don't go too close because look out. You can always trim more, but if you get too much, you're going to be in trouble. It's almost an eighth, honestly. Because you got to keep in mind the pencil mark is also further in, which I will erase once I know it fits. So you just want to line it up on the back and make sure that you can't see any of the frame when it's in its right spot. So it needs just a fraction more off, I think. So do it off of this side. Am I okay top and bottom? Maybe a little more. So yeah, it's in between a 16th and a 8th, whatever that is. I don't know. 3/32 or some weird number, I'm sure. I'm making stuff up, honestly, because I don't know. once you kind of figure it out, then you kind of know where to cut. You just need room to glue and not show. It's kind of a fine line there. I think that's good. Two more. Hopefully this will be a fun little project. I think it'll be cute. Try to find things that are interactive. I like things that are interactive when I can, you know. Where is that top line? There it is. It's hard to see. Trash. Okay. All right, now we'll start framing, and I've got, like I said, I've got 3 gold and 3 rose gold. So I don't know if the colors are going to look better on any particular ones. I don't think so, but let's see. I feel like that's more in the gold family. That and the rose gold. Which one of these? I guess that and that. Over here. And this one. I'm debating if I'm going to separate these onto pages with the rose gold, and if so, do I want animals and plants kind of even? I think I'll do it that way. So these on this one and these on this one. Okay, so and we gotta just glue these onto the backs. We're gonna erase our lines first though, because once you get it on there, you're not going to be able to erase it as easily. So let me grab my eraser. This vanish one, we'll try this. See if it works. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Supposed to remove the marks very thoroughly, but and I did press pretty light, so I'll get all the eraser stuff up in a minute. Get them all? No, it's this bird. I'm trying to be careful not to bend them. mess. Gold. 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 Rose gold. Let go. Alright, throw that in my trash can. And we are good. Alright, so back to gluing. So I think I'm gonna put it on this part. I can kind of see where to put it, and you just want a very thin line, because if you, I got some on the table there, you just want a very thin line, because if you put too much, it's going to ooze. It doesn't really take a lot to hold it in place, because we're also going to glue the backing on there, so it doesn't need a ton. And then what you want to do is, I think we'll lay this down. Let's see if we can do it this way. I don't know. It's not really a great way to do it. It's like either you do it from the front or you do it from the back. I don't really know what's best. Honestly, I guess from the back, because I need to see where it's hitting. So I'm just going to line up the side and hope for the best. One. I think that'll work. This just has to hold it in place enough to get it attached. So just a little bit of glue. Line up our side. If you made it so that it just is inside those lines, it should fall into place, but that's assuming you cut it correctly. Okay. Birdie. I'm going very light on this glue. I didn't ink these or anything like that. They don't need it. Okay. That. 2 more. I don't think I would try to use double stick tape or anything on these, because I think it would be too difficult. Now this one has a line. I want to make sure that I definitely get that, so I'm going to start on that side. Push it as close to that edge as I can. And hopefully that will be inside. Yep. Most of them I had the line already off, but a couple of them have the line still. Okay. Same thing on this one. The one with the most of the line I'm going to put first. This should work. Yep. we got to back them. So we have this part. And I backed it so that I would have something to attach this stuff to. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not inking these because I think it looks better without them being inked. I don't know, the colors and everything just seem to work better. So for this, you just need to glue on the back. And put a little on maybe each of the little circle-y parts or something. It doesn't take a ton. And then try to line it up. That's going to be the tricky part. Once I get an eye for how far on each side, I could probably do a better job of it, but I will try my best to center it. Alright, there's two. So it's like a little, you know, I can't even think of what it's called. Not a construction row. Not a conveyor row. There's a word. It's not coming to me. I don't know what it is. When you're doing things in a line, assembly line, kind of, sort of thing. I feel like there's a C word for it, but I can't remember what it is. But assembly line. Could use my grid, but that's too complicated. So these could be journaled on the back when you flip them up. So they have multiple purpose. You know, you get to do the little peekaboo thing and see your cute little saying, whatever it might be. And you also have a hidden journaling space where you can journal little notes or whatever. Two more. It didn't take that bad. I mean, it's not that long to do. Put these together. It's not horrible. Cutting out the sayings, honestly, would probably be the worst part, because you gotta cut those out individually and figure out how they'll fit. Fingers glue on it. Wipe it off. It's sticky. Missed that one. All right, there we go. So we have all of our little cards. Okay, 6 of them. And then we're going to put our backs on, which I already cut out. I just cut them like, I don't know, what is it? A little over an inch by whatever, I don't know. I just decided that I wanted it to be right where the curve starts, so that when it's folding, it's on that flat part. So that's where they're going to line up, is kind of right on that curve. And then just enough to, you know, have some material to hold on to, but not take up too much of that, you know, our thing. So some of these I haven't folded yet, so I need to fold them, but we're going to put glue on it, just on the base part, and then line it up to the top. Make sure you're the right direction. And this is going to line up, turn it this way, right to the top. And like I said, just inside that curve. Maybe like a fraction under the top. Not too much, but just a little bit. So it doesn't show too much. Alright, so we're going to do that with each one. I already did that one butterfly wherever it is. Here it is. And it does bulk them out a tiny bit, not too much. Maybe I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or so. Alright, so top, and then just fold these in half. I didn't score them or anything, they don't really need it. They fold pretty easy. Just double checking. Don't want to have to pull it off because I'm on the wrong side. Try to keep them straight, if at all possible. So it flips right. Right. That's right, right? Yeah. Like second guessing myself. Slid down on me. A little tricky to move. There. Okay. How many more? 2? I don't know how many of these I cut. I guess I must have cut more. Oh, I probably cut 6, not thinking about the butterfly that was done already. This way. Easier with my fingers. Okay. And last one. I hope this looks cute. I think it will. Always second guess myself. I shouldn't. I'm sure it's part of my OCD-ness. Slide one side and the other side drops down. There, got it. That art glitter doesn't give you a lot of time, so you gotta do it fast. It flipped up on me there. Trying not to get the glue on the outside because it'll make it stick. Might put some powder on that one. Don't want it sticking there. Sometimes the tissue paper does stick a little bit over time. I usually go back through my journals and open them every now and then because certain papers, I don't know, they just tend to stick more than others. And this tissue paper is made with matte medium, so it is a glue. And over time of being pressed together in a book, it can start to stick a little. I haven't had any rip or anything, but it does definitely start kind of sticking a little. So just, you know, open your journals, use them. If they're going to sit on your shelf for a while, try to open them up and just kind of flip through them every now and then. That way nothing starts sticking together. Because, you know, time does kind of factor into those things. This is actually talc based, which most things nowadays aren't talc based, but this is like 20 years old, so that's how long I've had it. It was a makeup powder for professional, like, haunted house makeup. And I was looking it up, the ingredients, and this one says it has talc in it, but the new one that they've replaced it with doesn't. You know, and I'm not like putting it on my body that much that I'm real worried about the talc, because, you know, when we were powdering our baby's bottoms with it, it wasn't a good idea. But this is a little different of a situation, so I'm not as worried about it. Boy, and back in the day, we used to go crazy with that stuff. I remember watching my grandma, because I didn't have a mom, but I watched my grandma powder bottom, and she'd be like, just like, so much. It's like, no wonder we were breathing in too much of it. All right, so we have start small, dream big. So they just have to fit inside. Okay. I'm just going to lay them on this grid to start with. Just kind of pick some things that I like. The piece comes from within. That one's kind of nice. They're all nice. Also, they're good sayings. I might use the big scissors. Nope, let it go away. Okay, so I think if I cut it in half, that'll work. So, piece comes from within. Be boldly creative. Sure. If I see something better, I'll put that, but for right now, we'll start with this. I'm just trying to keep them small enough, so we'll say right there. And then, let's see. Dream under, joy is in the making, craft a life you love. That's nice. Create your own sunshine, dare to be different. Find joy in the journey. Will that fit? Can I make that fit? I think I can make that fit. There's so many, I could use a ton of these. So I think we'll separate that into 3 pieces. Joy in the journey. And then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Live life full bloom. Every creation tells a story. You are your only limit. That's always a good. Venture ways, color outside the lines. Celebrate every tiny victory. I like that one. Debating on this one. 8 pieces. So celebrate, and then every tiny in victory. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Like I said, it's not that many. Remember, dry making. Our art washes the soul. It's kind of cool. Dream big, start small. We already have that. Passionately, shine bright. I feel them. Among the stars, dreams are born. You are your only limit. Dare to breathe different. Debating. I think I'll go with you are your only limit. Said there's so many more, but we only have so much space, so go with this. Grab my pages. I'm going to slide these up out of my way for a second. I'll slide them over here to the right. Let's see if I'm on camera. I might have to zoom up just a fraction. Trying to keep it all on camera. All right, you are your only limit. Find joy in the journey. Celebrate every tiny victory. And peace comes from within. Is that all right? Hopefully you like that. Then, gotta figure out where they go. So, like I said, I'm going to separate them into color schemes. So I think, it's hard to tell what the colors are. Those are rose, and that's rose. These are gold. Alright, so we'll do the rose ones over there and the gold ones here. So I'm just going to kind of figure out, I think I want 2 toward the outside, maybe 1 toward the inside. They got to be able to flip, so, but I don't want them perfectly straight. As long as they can flip. So you got to think about, you know, the center and all that, and where it will be. I think this will work. All right, so let's try there. So we'll just start with this one. I'll put the words after, that way I can line them up best. So you want to make sure you get the glue on the area that's closest to the flip part fairly solid. The rest isn't as important. And then, I don't know if I think I had them both turned this way, which that's fine. Don't make it so much that's going to ooze out. Hopefully I didn't. Just double check it real quick. Ooh, totally slid. Alright, it doesn't feel sticky. I'm good. You just don't want the sticky on the outside so it causes issues. But like I said, I might throw powder down if I have any doubts that I got some on the outside. Once it dries, sometimes if it dries you can take an eraser to it, but I'm just going to throw powder on for now. I usually do this with a brush instead of getting all in my hands. I have a brush here somewhere. Any kind of a soft brush. And then this one. Try not to go too close to the outside there. Flip. You got to make sure you're close enough so that this top doesn't hit. I think I'm all good there. Good there. All right, so far so good. So that's why it's got to be like right there, because if it's down further, what's going to happen is that material is going to hit when you try to fold it. So. That's why we have to be kind of close. Okay, so about there. We're stuck. Just gonna throw powder just to be safe. It helps a lot. I went through a journal just the other day that had been closed for a pretty long time and I didn't have any issues. So I do always try to remember to put some powder if I'm in doubt. And you can use those embossing pads too if you have those that you use for when you're doing embossing powders, these little guys. I don't know what they're called. They have a name. Inky Dinky or something. Inka Dinka Doo. Those work too. I don't know what kind of powder's in there, but it does work. This one I feel like works a little better. It's probably the talc, honestly. We replaced it, you know, for health reasons, but honestly, I think it works better. All right, so let's see, how can I do this other page? You know what, I'm just going to slide it over for now because I think I'm going to be out of camera over there. So we don't want to go toward the center because it's going to be folded, so I'm going to have it angle this way. On the outside probably. Let's see, I want that angled that way. So these can angle the other way a little bit. Maybe like that. I think I'm going to put something in these blank spots. I just don't know what. Alright, so I'll go this way. Not too close to the center. Make sure it folds right. Oh, so tired today. I had to take a nap before my live. I've just been tired like all the time. Probably my thyroid, which isn't great. I don't like being tired all the time. Maybe it's age, I don't know. Y'all hate that too, I'm sure. It's like when you get to this certain age. I'm not like super old or nothing. I'm 62, so it's not crazy old. But I'm starting to feel it a little bit. That was a lot more powder. Too much. Come on. This brush must hold a whole lot of powder. Maybe I'll pick a different brush, geez. I'll just use it on all of them because that's a lot. It goes far. It spreads very far. Alright, just get off all that excess. I try not to breathe it too much. I'm sure it's not good for me. Alright, that should be good. Alright, we got the glue. Now we need to do our little words. So let me pull this back over here. Let's see if I'm in camera. I think I am. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, so I don't think it matters really which words go where. So we just want to make sure that they fit in the area. So flip it up. And then you can decide if you want it to be on that or not. It's got plenty of room there, so it can go below. I'm not going to put them perfectly straight either. I'm going to, try to make them, not straight. Try not to ooze too much. It doesn't really have to go all the way to the edge. Okay, so journal here and a little peekaboo sing. That's the ideal. All right, so let's do that one, and then let's do one of these maybe. Peace comes from within. That works with the tree. So let's see. We'll go about here. Okay. This one, what should I put here? Celebrate every tiny victory. Dream big, start small. You are your only limit. What would a wise old owl say? How about you are your only limit? Alright, this is going pretty quick. Just double checking every time. Make sure there's no oozy glue or nothing. Okay, so there's that. And then we gotta figure out, I've got a whole bunch of those 49 Market die cuts. I bet you I can find something. Let's see, I'm gonna try to slide these just a bit so I can move over a little. Alright, dream big, start small. Butterfly or rabbit? let's do the butterfly. Okay, and for this one, we'll do Find Joy in the Journey. Okay. What do y'all think? You liking it so far? Okay, joy in the journey, and celebrate every tiny victory. Every tiny and victory. Okay, so all of our sayings are on. Now we gotta find some more decoration. Just clean this lid off. All right, so here's where we are at. It's pretty, right? I think it's pretty. Just needs a little more decoration to it, I think. So we have, so I have glue on my finger or something. I sanded the tip off my finger the other day. I was sanding something and I didn't realize how close I was, and so it's got this like weird numb spot on the end of it. I was like, how did you do that? I don't even know. All right, so there's our little flippies. Cute little peekaboo sayings. Like I said, these should be easy to write on. They will flip all the way down. So you should be able to write on them fairly easy. I think so. Everything seems okay. All right. So let's see. I'm going to grab the, well, there is a little bit of ephemera in the Stamperia. Let me see what there is. If I can find the little package that I fussy cut out. It's here somewhere. Let's see, what do we got? I don't know if there's any in here or just the 40. I'll look in the 49 market too, but I don't know what we have here. So we have a decent amount of space. So I can put stuff on here. Got stamps. There's a few butterflies on here. Don't know if I feel like cutting out any butterflies, so I might look at the 49 market and see if there's some die cuts. They're like the laser die cuts. These are already cut, but I don't know how small they are. There were some what's the word? Paintbrush. It's like a little paintbrush. I don't know if that works or not. It's kind of small. Let's see. something kind of mid-sized. That's tickets. No, that's kind of the wrong shape. I don't know about the square shape. I almost feel like it shouldn't be square. So I'm thinking the die cuts are going to work better, but let's see what's in here. Seems how this is kind of my theme. It would be cute, but it's too big. Don't know if I like the color of that bunny. I think that's what's throwing me off on that bunny. I don't particularly like the color of them. The books I feel like don't fit, and the coffee cup thing doesn't really fit. These are cute, but you couldn't really set her on anything, so also no. Alright, I'm going to go in the 49 market, I think. I'm just not seeing. There's a few moons that are kind of alright, but really, I like the kitty, but still not quite what I want. And it's a little too big still. Alright, let's go with, I'm going to look in the 49 market, see if I see anything. If I can get this back together. So I'm a mess. Two more. Three more. There's one there. Well, let's see the words, but we'll put it in there. Those are all mixed up now, but that's okay. Let's see. So that is it. Nature stuff. Okay. Let's see. We've got some just plain butterflies. I want to see if I have anything in this color pattern. Some leaves there. Too dark. Alright, so those are kind of dark. This color pattern is good, but it's there's not a lot of cutouts there. I think it's the Viking one. They're very thick. There's a few here. I think this color pattern's similar. Can't really tell. I think it is. This side. I don't know how small they are. I can't tell. They might all be huge. Yeah, all these are huge. Was there any small ones in that? Maybe not too many. I like the colors. Some bows, but nothing there. Not really. I think. Alright, let's go with this one. Is that just pink? That's all pink. I don't want pink. I want these. Okay, let's see what we got in here. I like these. I like that. It might be too big though. Let me see. could always cut it down a little. Possibly. Also like this one. Just, I haven't decided if it's too big. Get lots of mushrooms. Could possibly do a few mushrooms. Lots of mushrooms. This set is mushroom heavy. Maybe this mushroom. The color's good. It's got that greenish blue color. Maybe that one. Maybe this blue. What's on this other one? Ferns. Too big. A bird nest that's falling out. Kind of like that. Anything else on here? It's just smaller bird nest. Is that one too big? I don't know. I kind of like it big. I don't see anything there. Let's see what we got here. We have a tiny butterfly. Maybe that one or this one? Maybe this one. Get it out of there. You still got your antennae on? I think it does. Amazing. Right, I think this one. Now I have no place to put that. I have to put it in one of those pages. So I got 3. Yeah, this might be too big. I can't tell. Looks a little on the big side. That's it. Okay, that's it. Let's go back to this. Some hearts. And ribbons. I think it may be just another mushroom, maybe. A small one. Something smaller there. Already got that green one. Maybe a brown. Let's see, I'm gonna pull out this little brown one. Get it out of there. Come loose. Did I get you? Did. Okay. Maybe that. This feels a little big. I have these blue mushrooms. We could just make that one all mushrooms, I guess. Or I have a butterfly and do a bigger brown maybe here. I've got a butterfly. Let me see this butterfly. Get it off of there. Come on. Break without losing your antennae. All right, butterfly there maybe. It blends a lot, but I kind of like it. I feel like he's too small. I like this, but I don't, maybe if I don't know. It feels big. I've got this blue but one or brown or this kind of a greenish color. Maybe this one. on, release. And you're almost there. What's holding? Try not to rip it. Something right here. Let go. Did I get you? There. All right, maybe that, and then that, and then that. Let's see if this looks better over here. No, it blends just as much there. Do you have a different color butterfly? Maybe one that's not quite as blue. I have a brown butterfly. I just don't know if it's too dark. What do you think? Is it too dark? Not too dark. Maybe it's okay. I like that one with the black edges, I think. Something like that. I'm going to take this one leaf off. This one right here. Just so it doesn't come all the way over there. Like that. Something like that. Did that work? I think it works. The birds are just, I think they're too big. I do like them, but I think they're too big. All right. These, to go back in my thing. And then I'll put these back somewhere later. All right, how's this? Something like that. I hope so, because I'm gluing. It's going down. Mm-hmm. The butterfly. Oh, what I'm going to do about his antennae, I guess I'll try to glue them. Just teeny little dots. I don't want to ooze too much. Put a little on his tail too. Okay. There. Now with my fingers. Y'all with me? Everybody's so quiet. Quiet people. Oh, birdie nest. I don't think I'll worry about its little flimsy pieces out there. Just do the metal. And this way. And this. That one's going to be tricky. Just going to put dots. I'm going to try to touch them. Just flatten it out a little bit. I'll just keep it from oozing. Alright, so our little mushrooms. Okay. You're still here? That's good. You might be the only one, Bonnie. It says there's 5, but I don't know why I never have that many viewers. I haven't figured it out. I don't know if my lives are just too long or what. I get a decent amount of replays. I just don't get a lot of live viewers. Could be the time of day. Could be people just don't like watching lives. I don't watch that many lives, honestly. I usually watch the ones once they've recorded. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of powder on there because some of these came over the edge because they're so tiny. See if we can get the excess off this time. Get in there. Yeah, well, that's very much true. She says Facebook isn't promoting you. It's like, yeah, they don't. Probably because I just don't have a lot of viewers. Honestly, I've contemplated starting to make videos and just posting them to YouTube and not doing the lives. I can't decide what to do about this one little piece. Half tempted to cut it off, but I think I might try to glue it. It's just not really. It's so tiny. Are you gonna stick? Nope, still didn't get that end. It's gonna end up breaking off if I don't get it laying down flat. Alright, is that it? Maybe. Stay. Give you a little bit of powder. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, I like it. I think it turned out cute. Took just the right amount of time for my life. So, that's good. Okay, so there we go. Very naturey. Got our little sayings. Okay, all right, that is our page. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you, and I will be back on Wednesday, and we're going to work on the Real Life miniature tipsy restaurant thingy. So y'all can watch that, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will talk to y'all next time. Let me zoom back out. There we go. All right, take care, guys. Night.